Hi there. Last year, through the Frontline Insights series, we spoke with growth leaders navigating uncertainty, pressure, and constant change. Today, we're exploring a different angle. What happens when your job title changes? When you move beyond marketing but still care about growth, impact, and building things that last? I'm joined by Adina Serediuc, whose journey spans marketing, UX, growth, and now project leadership within a European initiative. This is a conversation about evolution and the skills that stay relevant no matter the role. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share the video if you find it useful. Let's dive in. So, Adina, hi.
Hi,
Nice to,
Natalia.
to have you here today.
I'm very excited that you wanted to have me today.
Jumping in, you worked in marketing, UX, growth, product, and now managing a European project, as I was saying. If you had to describe your journey in a few words, what changed and what stayed constant?
I asked myself that a few times. Every time I had to change my job, actually. What's that thing that always remains, even if I have to change the job title? And I think it was always about the people, understanding people and trying to see life through different angles in order to grasp what is important for them as customers in various type of projects, because I had customer, I've been in customer relationship, I've been a law mediator, I've worked in sales and marketing, I've been, in growth. So wasn't necessarily client facing, but still had to understand their needs and their perspective. And now we have different types of customers in our NGO at Digital Innovation Zone, because we have partners, sponsors, members, and also the beneficiary of our projects. So it's always the people, I guess.
When you stepped into your current role, did any marketing skills turn to be unexpectedly useful?
Well, actually, most of my marketing skills were useful because, again, it is an European project, but we work with people in different angles. As I said, we work with companies that are our beneficiaries throughout the program. We work with the other entities in our consortium. So there are NGOs and companies in other countries like Greece, Spain, Finland, Portugal, Canary Islands. So a lot of cultures that come together into this project. And then you work with the people from European Union, right? From AISMEA, because they're the one who basically see, the project, the overall of the project. So yeah, it's still working with people and seeing a business from different angles. That stays. So communication skills, they work in every area and every type of job. I definitely use the skill of writing sometimes, because we do need to write reports and articles and so on, and measuring impact, because you haven't measured anything if you didn't measure European project KPIs.
Yeah.
It's a whole
No,
new
no
level
pain.
of measuring. Yeah. So yeah, they all clicked in place, let's say.
Did you had to unlearn anything?
Not necessarily. I have used less of my design skills, unfortunately, although I did had a design task this week. So it felt very comfortable to go back to that area. But no, I didn't need to unlearn anything, because from my perspective, marketing is the science of people. And well, that works, as I said, in every aspect of a professional life.
And how do you define growth today?
Well, I think growth is a lot about learning, about evolution, about accepting that things change continuously and you need to move and change with them. Apart from KPI, apart from financial objectives, growth is about personal development first, and learning how to reach out and share with the people around you your objectives, your needs, your success, even your failures. So growth is really about being flexible and willing to learn.
And since you mentioned measuring and KPIs, we also work at STOICA with an NGO from Belgium, and I was saying I know the pain. So I was curious, how do you measure progress when the impact it's not purely financial?
Well, I think it's about how you can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
From my perspective, if a company has more knowledge
Mm-hmm.
because of a trading they did with us, if they manage to find, the right contact to start a conversation and maybe find a common project, if they met an interesting person that became part of their life and ecosystem, I mean, there's so many other things that you can measure, but it always goes down to money and people from my perspective.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so at the intersection, this is the impact,
Yeah.
because we still need funding, no matter what initiative
Yeah.
we
As
are
much
in.
as we want to make it just about people or giving
Mm-hmm.
back or creating, we still need funding. Yeah.
What did working in European projects teach you about strategy or leadership that startup marketing or scale ups haven't didn't teach?
I think I mentioned that before. It's about seeing things on a way broader perspective. So it's not just about me and my product or my task or my job, because what I do impacts my consortium partners, impacts the businesses that join our program in Romania, but also the ones that will join in our partner countries. It impacts some European level KPIs
Mm-hmm.
because we always get back to that. And I like to believe that good solutions and good products that are scaled at European level can impact at European level.
It's interesting how you go beyond Romania and at an international level, at a European level, since a lot of companies want to scale to countries outside Romania, and there you see, okay, the effort scales, but also the impact, and it's interesting to watch from the front line.
Yeah, well, that's what European Union is trying to do with this project. I mean, yes,
Mhm.
there is money that we want to use. There are things that can be done, but more than anything, it is about impact and it is about actual change. Maybe
Mhm.
sometimes, and even I thought that European projects are a lot about paperwork and let's make the reports look good. But I do actually believe that if you get involved and you care, you can actually make an impact broader than the paperwork. For example, in my project that talks well is about smart aging. I do hope that at the end of these 2 years of project of program, we will manage to find some solutions, let's say some products that can be scaled at European level and can actually make life a bit better for people that are aging. And maybe when I'll get in my 60s, I'll benefit of that work or that product. And then I'll definitely be proud I made a difference and an impact.
Yeah, and you left your mark. If a marketer listening to us today feels like their role is changing, um, from your point of view, what mindset should they hold on to?
Well, they need to be flexible in every
Mm-hmm.
possible aspect because I think that's actually what life is, right? Life is change. Even though sometimes it seems like it's same thing every day, it really isn't. Things are moving and they are evolving, and technology especially will always be different. But us as people, we will not. We'll have the same basic needs. And even though we talk about business growth and B2B marketing and sales, it always boils down to the people that we talk to. So if you care about making a difference with your work, if you care about understanding the people that you work with and you work for, then you'll definitely adapt no matter how things change.
That's a good perspective, to be flexible, and that's something that's super present even in the startup life, being
Mm-hmm.
agile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, flexible and empathetic and
Mm-hmm.
willing to take a risk sometimes. I'm not a big fan of taking risks, but somehow life always got me to the point where, well, you have this choice, what you gonna do? So I do take, I like to think well thought risks. But that offered me the chance to really evolve. I believe I would have gotten bored in doing
Mm-hmm.
the same job for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow things arranged in a way that I managed to do something slightly different every time. The only thing that I might have done different was to embrace this change and accept the fact that I will have to learn something new and I will feel like a junior for the rest of my life in every little new job I have because
Mm-hmm.
I always do something slightly different.
I was curious what drew you to this job, to this initiative specifically.
Well, it's interesting because when I realized I need another new job,
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, hold up. I just need to set the line straight and decide I want to be something, right? I will decide I want to be a growth manager. I really like this growth area. That's it. Even if I have to be a consultant, I'll do that. I'll just go with the growth. And then this product came up, and my manager called and said, "Hey, I know you're looking for a job, and I know you're interested in health, and you even tried to, develop a program, an app that concerns health. So I have this program that you might be interested in. We're looking for a project manager. So let's meet and have a talk, see if it's a good fit for you." And it was a good fit for me.
Mm-hmm. That's why you're still talking with a lot of pleasure about your role, even if
Yeah.
we know it's challenging.
So yeah, keep your mind open because you never
Mm-hmm.
know where opportunities can come from. This work that we do, this NGO that we have, is such a great ecosystem for
Mm-hmm.
learning and creating new connections and seeing new perspectives. And so I said, okay, this can be the start point of something bigger, and I can definitely find something growth related in this
Mm-hmm.
program, and it is because we are about to help SMEs that are going to enroll in our program evolve and come from one evolution level to the other, right? Help them
Mm-hmm.
take a prototype into an actual produce that they can sell in the European marketing. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, we are helping them grow, but
Mm-hmm.
through other type of tools and resources. So if you keep an open mind and you try to see the silver lining,
Mm-hmm.
you definitely can find connections of what you like to do with the projects that come your way. I really believe even if we don't understand, we attract the things that are meant for us somehow.
And that's exactly when growth becomes a mindset and not a job title, because you just follow a red line across your journey, professional path. So you're a good example of trusting your instinct and just pushing forward no matter what.
If I'm to be honest, when I looked at the market, work
Mm-hmm.
job market this summer when I looked for a new project, I realized I couldn't identify myself with a certain
Mm-hmm.
role because I've done so many different things. And it actually what kind of froze me for a while, trying to figure out, okay, what job titles am I looking for? What type of things I can do? What area of my skills
Mm-hmm.
should I put in front and sell? So I don't know if going further into growth marketing the way it's done today with so many automation tools that
Mm-hmm.
somehow make me feel that the human layer is peeled off marketing. When I find myself caring about this exact thing, the human layer, I figured out maybe it's not for me anymore. Maybe I don't really feel for this sort of growth anymore. Let's see if I can find another area where I can feel this growth mindset, but
Mm-hmm.
with having more people at center.
Earlier, I wanted to ask you about if you had any doubts throughout your career, and how did you move forward?
Imposter syndrome all the way. The
We're
way.
all familiar to it, yeah.
Because I told you, I always felt like a junior in whatever new job. But I stayed there and kept doing what I had to do. Imposter syndrome goes away if you prove that you actually know what you do. And somehow, throughout my career, I've never been fired for being competent. So I seem to be able to adapt quite well to new jobs and to new experiences, let's say. So yeah, I keep telling myself, okay, let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see if I really cannot manage, or it's just that small voice in my head that always has to be perfect and tells me that I'm not perfect. I remember first time when I realized I accepted this position in growth, and I realized what I was supposed to do, because the startup that I accepted to do growth for was under the sea. I mean, they were giving the product for free for the past 2 years. So I had to take a product that was perceived as being free, and that's why most users were using it, and turn it into something that we can sell and people accept to pay for. And I had to accept the fact that we'll probably lose some of the customers we already had, because that was the only reason they wanted our product, because it was free. So I remember I had one day when I came back from work and said, I don't think I'm going to do this. I don't know why I accepted this. I don't even know where to start. So my only logical move was to start doing what I knew how to do, and then start learning what I didn't know. And step by step, things happened, and we started to grow. So yeah, I managed to push forward. But of course, a lot of doubts. You just need
Oh,
to shake yourself and find a reason to carry on.
and keep walking, yeah, keep trying,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
as you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned, life is changed, so we need to just evolve. That's interesting that you mentioned, and I feel like it's a tough job to move a product from being perceived as a free tool, a free product, to something people would see value in and pay for. And I was curious if you have any best practices, any learnings from the front line, from the inside.
Well, honestly, to me was calling each client and
Mm-hmm.
understanding their perception and seeing what they find valuable, and what would make them stop using our product if they had to pay. And that's basically how we created the product strategy, because we
Mm-hmm.
understood what the clients values from our product, and we started pushing that as a main feature. So, yeah, again, understand your customers and understand their needs, because people don't mind paying as
Mm-hmm.
long as they see value. So you need to make them see the value that you bring.
Easy to say, hard to do, but if you start with the customer, we do we do believe that it will ease a bit your decisions.
We have so many tools that we can use to talk to our customers. I
Mm-hmm.
maybe not actually calling them if you have like 1,000 users you need to speak to, but we have automatic emails. We can set up campaigns. You can do, use the cookies, and you can use in product, the messaging in your product to
Mm-hmm.
get them to answer, in product surveys and so on. So there are so many ways you can find out what your client actually needs, that, it just doesn't make sense to push forward with just your idea from the marketing team.
Yeah, and your perception, because
And your
that's
perception.
something. Yeah.
There's an interesting thing, an interesting saying, the point of view is just that one point.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a broader perception, you need different points.
True. Makes sense. And that's how you move forward. If you want to add something, or if you want our listeners to remember something, please Sure.
The most important thing for me, and the thing that people tend to forget, is that B2B marketing and B2B sales are about people, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily businesses, because businesses are about people. So you can never go wrong if you maintain relationship, if you create relationship, if you listen to your customers and see them for something more than just their money.
Mm-hmm.
And about that metaphor that will always stick with me is something that, um, well, actually, a guest from my podcast told me in a conference, Mozidan. He said, he's a B2B sales expert from the Saudi area, from the Arabic, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
area. And they said, in my country and in my culture, we do business differently. We always do business with the people we know. And for that, we have a
Mm-hmm.
saying, know my heart first, and then I'll show you my wallet. And it made so much sense to me. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes, we
That's a
work with
very nice
people.
way to put it. Yeah.
Yep. That will always stick with me in no matter what type of business. If you don't understand your customer, if you don't understand who's a person, if you don't understand their needs and their perspective, and no matter how good your product is, at some point you might lose them to someone who will understand them.
Adina, if people would want to learn more from you, see what you work on, where can they find you?
Well, definitely on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I post there also about the project that we do, about Sage Hub, and about all the things that this does, the Digital Innovation Zone, our NGO that really has a lot of things going on, and a lot of projects that are meant for companies, and events that are meant for learning and matchmaking and networking. So, yeah, I'm always posting on LinkedIn about what we do, and about, snippets of my life and learnings, and my perspectives on things.
Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you, and keep in touch.
Thank you. Sure, definitely. I'll keep an eye on you too as well.
If you enjoyed this talk, please share it with your network. Until next time, bye bye.